everyone. Today I am going to take a lecture on discrete mathematics chapter number 4 and the name is the algebraic structure. We have already seen in our previous lecture what is the definition of the group and the abelian group, semic group, monoid and the addition modulo m and the multiplication modulo m. So with the help of addition modulo m and the multiplication modulo m, we find out very easily for the given set is a group or a abelian group. Okay, so our today's topic is the cosets, Lagrange's theorem and the normal subgroup. Okay, so coset that means what? Coset that means we have the two types of the coset, left coset and the right coset. Okay, so if left coset and the right coset both are equal, then we can say that this is a coset. Coset that means left and right both are satisfied, or you can say that both are equal. So if left coset and the right coset both are equal, then we can say that this is a normal subgroup. Okay. So what is the definition of the coset? So let G star, G that means group, star is the operator. So let G star be a group and capital H a subgroup of G. Okay, just like a set and subset. Okay, so let G star be a subgroup and H be a subgroup of G. Define a left coset of H with representative G belongs to G to be the set. Okay, so small g capital H is equal to what? G small h such that H belongs to H. This is a left coset. So if you always keep in mind, the one point is very important. If capital H you write here the right hand side, so this is the left coset. Okay, and in case capital H right here in the left hand side, so you can say that this is a right coset. Okay, so just similar the right coset. So what is the definition of the right coset? So right coset that means what? Capital H small g is equal to what? Capital H small g such that small h g such that h belongs to capital H. Okay, that is h is right hand side, so this is the left coset, and h is left hand side, so this is the right coset. Okay, so if G is an abelian group and H is a subgroup of G, so left coset and the right coset both are equal. That means we can say that H star A is equal to A star H. Okay, and where A belongs to capital G. Got it? So here, what is the remark? Remark that means notice that if capital G is an abelian group, then H star A is equal to A star H. Star that means any operator given in your question. Okay, that is what is the meaning of H star A is equal to A star H? That is each right coset of H in G is also a left coset of H in G. Okay. So here we are given in an example. Example is depends on the cosets. Okay. So here we are given in that capital G be the additive group of integers. Additive group of integers, that means what? We use the operator in the addition type. Okay. So here capital G we are given in the state minus infinite to plus infinite. That means minus to minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. Okay, this is the set group G. Let capital H be a subgroup of G and we are given in capital H is equal to minus 2 starting from the minus infinite to minus 10, minus 5, 0, 5, 10, 15 up to plus infinite. Okay, so these two sets, that means we can set at the group G and the subgroup H already given in your question. Okay, so here we find out the just like a edge, that means you can say that the left coset is equal to right coset. So here we are given in plate. For example, 1 belongs to G. Okay, if 1 belongs to G, then H plus 1 is equal to what? So here why we write here the plus sign? Because of this example is depend on the additive group of integers. Okay, so here if 1 belongs to G, Okay, then h plus 1 is equal to what? So you plus here the plus 1 sign. So plus 1 that means here minus 9 because of minus 10 plus 1 that means minus 9 comma minus 4 comma 0 plus 1 that means 1 5 plus 1 6 10 plus 1 11 and 15 plus 1 16. Okay, so this is the if 1 belongs to G then h plus 1 is equal to this. Okay, next one is if 2 belongs to G. So if 2 belongs to G, yes 2 belongs to G because of this is the minus infinite to plus infinite. Okay, so 2 belongs to G that means what? According to your subgroup set H is plus 2. That means what here? Minus 8, minus 3, 2, 7, 12 and 17. Got it? Next one is the 3 belongs to G. Okay, so 3 belongs to G that means what? Here you write here the plus 3 that means minus 7, minus 2, 3, 8, 13 and 18. Okay, next one is the 4 belongs to G. So h plus 4 is equal to what? So here we write the plus 4 that means minus 6 minus 1 plus 4 1 h plus 4 that means this is the 9. Okay, h plus 4 that means 14 and 19. Okay, next one is the 5 belongs to G. So if 5 belongs to G, then h plus 5 is equal to what? So here we write the plus 5. That means minus 5, 0, 5, 5 plus 5 10, 10 plus 5 15 and 15 plus 5 20 up to so on. Okay, so here we write here the one by one the elements belongs to G. Okay, and here we find out the coset. So if H is we write here the left hand side, so this is the right coset. Okay, just similar you find out the here left, so this is the right coset and right, so this is the left coset. Okay, so you find out the another coset. Next one is you see here according to your h plus 5. So see here carefully your h and h plus 5 both are equal. Okay, minus 5, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. That means what? Here h is equal to h plus 5. That means if we find out the union, that means h union h plus 1, union h plus 2, union h plus 3, union h plus 4. So all these cosets we can say that this is the pairwise coset. Okay, and here the union of all these cosets is equal to what? Is equal to group G. Okay, so this is the example of the right coset depends on your coset topic. Okay, our next topic is the normal subgroup and the Lagrange's theorem. Okay, so normal subgroup that means what? If your left coset and the right coset both are equal, then we can say that this is a normal subgroup. Okay, and the Lagrange's theorem that means what? So we have already seen in our previous lecture what is the cyclic group, what is the generator, and how we find out the generator according to your given group. Okay, so here we find out the Lagrange's theorem. So the Lagrange's theorem is depends on just like the order of a group. So G is a group and H is a subgroup of G. So order of G divided by order of H is equal to K. That means any number. That means order of G always divisible by order of H. Okay. Our next topic is the Lagrange's theorem. So what is the Lagrange's theorem? So order of each subgroup of a finite group is a divisor of the order of the group. That means what? G is a group and H is a subgroup of G. So order of G divided by the order of H. This is the definition of the Lagrange's theorem. Okay, that means what? The order of each subgroup of a finite group. Here we write here the finite group. Okay, so this is very important point. This is a finite group is a divisor of the order of the group. Okay, that means for example, let G comma star, star is an operator. So G star be a group of finite order n. Then we can say here we write the order of G is equal to n. Okay, next one is H star, a subgroup of G. That means what? We write here order of H is equal to, for example, n. Okay, so order of G is equal to n and order of H is equal to n, number of elements. Then order of H is a divisor of order of G. So here we write the order of G divided by the order of H is equal to K. Okay, so this is the Lagrange's theorem. This theorem is very important because of sometimes we write here only the theorem. The order of each subgroup of a finite group is a divisor of the order of the group. That means order of G divided by order of H is equal to K. Okay. Next one is the normal subgroup. Okay, so normal subgroup, that means what? Here we have the two types of the definition. So for example, according to a question, if we find out the left coset and the right coset, and after that you find out the normal subgroup, so you write here the left coset and the right coset both are equal, then we can say that this is a normal subgroup. And the other definition is also here. So first one is the normal subgroup. So let G comma star be an abelian group. Okay. Let H comma star be any subgroup of G. Then H star A is equal to A star H. That means what? H star H, here H we write here the left hand side. So this is the right coset. And here H we write the right hand side. So this is the left coset. So right coset and the left coset both are equal. For all A belongs to G. That is, what is the meaning of this term? That is, each left coset of H in G is a right coset of H in G. Okay, that means H star A is equal to A star H. So, the other definition is what? The other definition is, this is again the next theorem. A subgroup H of a group G comma star is said to be normal subgroup of G. That means G is a group and H is a subgroup of G. So we can say that the subgroup H of a group G comma star is said to be a normal subgroup of G. If the condition is what? If for all G belongs to G, that means one element G belongs to G and for all H belongs to H and H, small h belongs to H and here H is a subgroup of G. Okay, so what is the theorem? Theorem is that G and G inverse. So here small g belongs to capital G and G is a group. So what is the property of the group? In the property of the group, we satisfy the four properties. Number one, closure property. Second one is associativity. Third one is the existence of the identity. Fourth one is the inverse. And in case we find out the abelian group, so one more property is what? One more property is commutative property. Okay. So here G belongs to G. That means G is any element in the group G. So G is a group. So obviously the inverse of G is also included in the group G. Because of this is a group, so inverse property is also satisfied. So G H G inverse belongs to H. That means if we find out the given group is a normal or given subgroup is a normal subgroup, so you write here G H G inverse belongs to H. This is very important point. G H G inverse belongs to H. Okay. So according to this lecture, we already see here the Lagrange's theorem and the normal subgroup and the coset. Coset, that means left coset and the right coset. So for finding the normal subgroup, if your left coset and the right coset both are equal, then we can say that this is a normal subgroup. And the other definition is what? Other definition is G and G inverse belongs to H. Okay, so I will continue this topic in the next lecture. Thank you for watching.